guys, this is Jeff Amundsen. He runs a service called Cadillac Cab out of kind of the Silver Bay area, but he'll go north and south of that. And he rescued this hiker off the trail when she collapsed in exhaustion. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
And now he's shuttling me back to where I left off. My plan for this section of hiking is to go all the way from Split Rock Lighthouse State Park up to the city of Grand Marais. It's at least 100 miles, I think. I'll be out for 7 days. Today is I think my biggest mileage day. I'm hoping to do 19-20 miles from Split Rock all the way to some campsites on the Spear Hiking Trail that fall within the Tateguchi State Park. After a day and a half rest in Silver Bay, in which I ate an entire large pepperoni and pineapple pizza by myself for the very first time in one sitting. First time in my life. That's an achievement. And I slept a lot and I'm feeling good. So let's hike. I was wondering why this one wasn't cleared. Chainsaw got stuck. Crazy. Lake Superior. That's a long way down.
I mean, how many vistas do you guys want to see, really? Because, I mean, I feel like I'm showing you too many. Is this too many? Are there too many vistas? Just never, ever, ever gets old for me. So you let me know. You let me know if it's too many, okay? Good morning, dog. Did you sleep well?
How you doing?
Good.
Hitting the road?
Soon, just gonna go have some breakfast. Are you gonna come eat too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you up there. I love your rig here.
Oh yeah. I just started this a couple years ago.
The hammocking?
And I just got this year. No, that's a work bonnet.
Okay. And what's the tarp? Is that?
It's a Dyneema.
Oh, it is Dyneema. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive, but light.
Yeah, and durable.
Yeah.
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 Guys, this is Andy. Andy, how do you say your last name?
Mytys.
Mytys. So this is Andy Mytys.
Hi.
Andy's been helping me since before I even started hiking on the trail. He's a member of the Western Michigan chapter of the North Country Trail and an expert in the North Country Trail community Facebook page. Everybody turns to him for information about the entire trail, not just his chapter section. So we got to meet up here at Penn Creek. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and he's a great gal.
You don't care? I can have all of this?
Yeah, you know.
And this is Gail, aka Isle Royale Girl. So thrilled to meet her. Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
I slept really well, except I heard the rain a few times.
Yeah. I know.
Stayed nice and dry.
Good. Yeah. I had my vestibule open and I was like, I don't want to shut it. And then I finally did.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
And then Doug is also with these guys. So they're out doing how long are you guys going to be out on the Superior Hiking Trail? 3 weeks. And Doug and Gail have hiked this before, but this is Andy's first time in Minnesota.
No, this is Doug's first time.
Oh, this is Doug's first time hiking too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys. Well, good morning. This view is better than a cup of coffee to wake you up. That was so fun getting to hang out with them. They know the North Country Trail so well. They've been following my hike the whole time, so it was just a great conversation. Thanks so much, guys. And hoping I can meet up with them again later. Today my goal is a big one, especially this is one of the most rugged stretches of the SHT and a lot of elevation change, and I want to do 20 miles today because Luke Strider Jordan has offered me the use of his family's cabin, which is right off of the trail near Finland, Minnesota. So whether or not my feet my left foot holds up or can handle that, we shall find out. So art. Tedagooch and Micmac Lakes. We're in Tedagooch State Park right now. So according to the guide, Mount Trudy is an example of an anorthosite weather-resistant dome. It's also very hiker-resistant. Getting up here, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. Nope, there's more. There's more climbing. All right.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I read your blog last night, like, oh, she won't quit, you know?
No,
So.
not yet. Not ready for that. Just frustrating when you come this far to feel like the goal is kind of slipping out of your fingers. But
you got this.
yeah, well, and you know what? The real goal is just to be in the woods for a really long time, and I'm gonna get that no matter what. So,
Right?
Yeah.
That's the right way to look at it.
Yeah. So how's it been going for you?
Pretty good. You know, had issues more at the beginning, and it's been fun solving problems, but
Yeah.
I go pretty slow.
Yeah.
I wrecked my Achilles a couple months ago, and so I wasn't even sure I was going to get to do this. And when I catch myself going faster, I just deliberately slow down, mile an hour, and I'll get there. So like 10 miles a day is my preferred pace.
Yep.
Slow but sure.
Everybody, this is Todd Mitchell. He's through hiking southbound the Superior Hiking Trail, and he's using my guide.
It is fabulous. If you don't have it, you need to buy it. Knowing what I know now, I would have paid much more than what Annie's charging. She didn't pay me to say that. I just like the book that much. In fact, I like the book so much that I've been following Annie on video and all. In fact, my wife called me whenever you hit the SHT.
Yeah.
Annie's on the trail, you know, because my wife can watch YouTube. I'm up in the North Woods, and she, oh, Annie's on the trail. I'm like, cool, I get to meet her, and I want her to sign my book, but it's Kindle. I don't know how to do that. So anyway, it is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I started on the 15th. It's September 2nd now, so I'm pretty close to halfway, right?
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you're definitely over the halfway mark.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice to know.
All right, well, it's 2:30. Technically, I've been hiking for 7 hours, and I've only managed to do about 9 miles. Oops! Part of that was the climbing. And now I slowed down because I just keep meeting awesome people. I got to meeting Todd and talking with him, and then I just met a couple of thru-hikers going southbound, and we hung out for a while and talked. So I haven't had that happen a ton on this trail, so it just it feels really good to be able to kind of, you know, bond with people. This is the first section I did as a solo backpacker on the Superior Hiking Trail. And I did just cover in a day and a half, I think what it took me 4 days to do at that time. So that's cool.
I swear the trees have like been changing color all day. It just seems like more and more of them are turning in just one day. One fun part of the Superior Hiking Trail with all of its vistas is that sometimes you get to see where you're going. So that right there, I think, is what's known as section 13. It'll be my last big climb of the day, no matter what I decide. And it's a big one.
All right, well, I made it to section 13, and I'm exhausted, and my feet hurt, and now my knees are doing something painful. So I'm gonna, body's in charge, and I'm gonna camp here. So it's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to seeing Luke's cabin and staying somewhere with a roof over my head, because those thru-hikers I met earlier said it's like gonna start raining for 3 days. And shocker of all shockers, I've got this whole site to myself. I've never been here where I was the only one here. It's always full of people. There is a slug in my coffee cup. Woke up to a pretty intense weather morning. The winds are wild. And there's a thunderstorm cracking right above me right now. Doing the counting, like 1,000, 2, kaboom! Okay, that's right there. That's right on top of me. And section 13 is high up. It's a big ridge, so I'm like, do I pack up and run down the ridge, or do I just wait this out? I think I'm just gonna wait this out. And it's like 47 degrees right now, so not the kind of temperature I want to get totally soaked in. Ah, nature, how I love you. This is a glacial erratic. It means that it was dropped here by a glacier. As big as a house. So I came up to Luke's cabin to grab some water. Thanks, Luke. And just get out of the wet for a second. Is that it's really almost impossible to get your gear dry in weather like this, where it's probably in the high 40s, maybe low 50s right now. I might end early again and just stay here today and kind of wait out the cold rain. You know, these are the decisions that I make that I just don't know. So am I making a good safety decision if I stay here today instead of hiking, and that would get me behind another day though? I mean, my pattern has been just getting too like late, just later and later and later. So maybe that should be my trail name. Get behind. So I ended up staying here at Luke's all day yesterday. The tent just was not drying out, and then I also realized like I had gotten pretty soaked as well. And when you're hiking and moving, it keeps you warm. But as I was sitting here waiting for the tent to dry, I got really cold, so I gave up and just got into my sleeping bag to get dry and warm. You know, all day yesterday I was lying there, you know, wondering like, is this just me grabbing any opportunity I have to not hike? Or I was thinking back to when I started in the spring, and in the spring I dealt with some very cold temperatures, colder than it's been so far, but I don't remember like ever getting really, really soaked. I'm not sure how people deal with that. So despite missing an entire day of miles, when I did the math, it looks like I have 84 miles to Grand Marais between here and there to do over the next 4 days. And, you know, maybe that means just getting to town in the morning instead of the night before. Old get behind's getting behind. Yeah. And I'm gonna get my snacks ready for the day. Bad news. Caroline alerted me a few days ago that they're planning to do a prescribed burn on the border route trail. I had called the Forest Service to just try to get, you know, confirmation of like what period they were thinking, and it turns out it could start anytime. So yeah, that's a bummer. So basically the next section of trail I'm hiking toward could be closed. I was kind of getting a little stressed out about that stretch of trail already because I'm struggling out here, you guys. I think yesterday was absolutely an attempt, or it was just me jumping at the opportunity to not hike. My body is really tired. As I was hiking this morning, I basically was coming to the realization that I have to either just accept that I have to slow down or really risk completely burning out, or worse, injuring myself. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and I just want to enjoy it and not be stressing about the fact that I keep falling short of my goals, because if I'm not going to finish this hike, I would much rather have the end of it be pleasant than stressful. Quietly and calmly and slowly. The Superior Hiking Trail is kind of infamous for being a trail of roots and rocks and mud. And what that means is you tend to keep your eyes on your feet. When I don't, I trip immediately. But thankfully the forest floor in the North Woods It's kind of a fascinating microcosm of plants and mosses and lichen and fungi. And then the mosses, when you look at them kind of from up high as you're walking, they just look kind of like this mat of greenery. But they grow on everything. But then when you get up really close to them, you'll see that they're kind of these crazy shapes, really interesting patterns. Oh, bunchberry too. I love the bunchberry. I think making it up to the next site will just mean my total mileage for the day is about 14 miles. I did 17 and a half miles through Tetagooch, which was a lot. And then just 3 miles yesterday before I threw in the towel and took a day off from the 40 degrees and rain. Well, I decided to go ahead and just camp here at Blesner's once I figured out I had no hope of making it to the Cross River campsites tomorrow. Too far for my current energy level. So that's the creek, and isn't this a cool cedar tree? Look at this thing. So at some point the cedar tree laid down, but it didn't die. Instead it sent up all these other little cedar trees. So now it's a nurse tree. Yeah, it's nursing this pine right here. And I think I'm gonna get into bed by 7 o'clock tonight, you guys, and I'm super excited about that. That has not happened in months.
Actually, been trying to sleep in a little since I've decided I'm gonna do shorter miles. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I've been pretty consistently, waking up at 5 or 5:30 and hiking from 7 or earlier until at least 7 or 8 at night. That's a 12, 13-hour day on repeat. That'll tire you out.
Now I get to do the infamous climb in Crosby Manitou State Park. The trail climbs 300 feet and 600 yards here. So my goal today, I'm hoping to actually do 13 more miles. We'll see. I'm gonna let my body decide what happens today.
See this tiny frog? I love these guys so much. They're so tiny. I'll try to, without scaring him, show you how little he is.
up here at Crystal Creek. It's barely running. And I think I have a couple options for campsites. There's one here, but I think I've only hiked about 11 miles today, and I'm feeling really great, you guys. I don't want to jinx it. So, and then I think there's another campsite in 2 or 3 miles. That one's called Sugarloaf Pond, and it's they list it as it being a beaver pond that is drying up. And then past that is like one of my favorite sites on the trail, Dyer's Creek. Tons of water there. It's another confluence site. I like those confluence sites where a river and a creek meet up. And getting to Dyer's Creek would not only mean better water, but would also improve my chances of getting a donut and a sandwich at Schroeder Baking Company tomorrow, because I think that would put me within, they close at 4, so I think that I might be able to get down the trail fast enough. Like I said before, gonna let my body decide, but my body's feeling great today. I'm gonna try the sleeping in more. In bed by 7 again. Yes. I think I am down to 2 meat sticks from Zups from Silver Bay. If you haven't been and gotten meat sticks from Zups, you should. They're delicious. I have like a little nub of cheese left, 1 candy bar, 1 Cliff bar, a bunch of Carnation instant breakfast, and some coffee and electrolytes left. So I am really like, that is maybe 1 day of food. So I'm closer to the spur down to Schroeder than I thought. So I think I can, I'm gonna have to set an alarm, you guys, for tomorrow again, but it's worth it because I really want to get to that deli in Schroeder by 3 o'clock so they have lots of time to make me lots of sandwiches, because that is going to be my food for the trail for the next 2 days until my friend Alyssa can come up here and join me. Commence Operation Sandwich. I have 6.5 hours to go 11.5 miles. I can do it. No lollygagging breaks today. It's a beautiful morning. Everything was covered in slugs, like everything. I should have taken some video of it. My coffee cup was a horror show. Heard some wolves howling this morning. Beautiful. So you may have noticed in some of the video I've been shooting these flags hanging in the background. Orange with, this is reflective tape. And these are not trail markings for the Superior Hiking Trail, but they are course markings for the Superior 100, I believe it's called. So as of this morning at Gooseberry Falls State Park, a huge group of people set off to run 100 miles. They're gonna run all the way from Gooseberry up to Lutsen. And I'm super excited to be sharing the trail with these folks today. I just think ultramarathoners are incredible. You know, they're gonna run today what I have not managed to hike in a week. So, and I think tonight when I'm camped out, my plan is to camp out at the South Cross River site. They should be coming through late and be in the final 20 miles of their run. So that should be interesting. There'll be people running by my campsite all night long, and I'm probably gonna have to remember that it's not a bear, it's people. What are you up to? What are you doing up there? Huh?
Because who hasn't noticed I'm here yet? I want to keep it that way. Are skunks hard of hearing? Because I'm not being that quiet. I think this guy may actually be deaf. I mean, like, he can see me. Or she. And it keeps running away and then it keeps coming back. Yeah, you go that way. You keep going.
lunch here, and then I think I just have really a couple miles.
Sandwich.
Operation Sandwich. It's a real motivator. I got here way earlier than I thought I would. Why don't I hike this fast every day? Covered like 10 miles by lunch. Anywho, so I set my tent up, might as well. And now, gonna go hike down the spur. This is such a cool campsite too. I'm at the South Cross campsite. Let's go get sandwiches. I'm packing up really quick because the ultramarathoners have been coming through. Since I noticed them at 3:30, but probably only because I was servicing. But they've been coming through all morning. I've been scrambling because I really want to go eat my breakfast by the trail so I can cheer as they come by. I don't know. I think these guys have come like 80 miles at this point. They just ran all through the night. Yeah, you guys are doing great. You're almost done. Sub for breakfast. I'm gonna hike so great today. Coming up, cheese Danish. So today's gonna be really fun. I get to meet up with my friend Alyssa. She's coming to meet me at the Oberg Mountain trailhead. So I've got about just under 13 miles to hike to meet up with her. And those 13 miles include the gorgeous Temperance River Gorge. So beautiful. Just a hiker. Just a hiker. No. Wow. And what's your name?
Steve Sorensen.
And where are you from, Steve?
Savage, Minnesota.
And so you completed the Superior Trail 100-mile trail race before.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point at Temperance, what do your feet feel like?
My feet never had a problem.
Really?
Yeah, I've always had good feet.
Wow. I mean, if I try to do more than a 20-mile day, my feet feel like hamburger guaranteed. Is there a kind of, I suppose it's different for everyone, but is there kind of like a psychological journey you go through during the race?
All day long.
And what's that like?
I don't know. You get to go through, the adrenaline rush early, the lows, kind of midday when you haven't seen anybody for hours. And
yeah.
By this time, though, when the sun's coming up, it's just get it done. You're pretty pumped up.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose is the nighttime, as far as, I mean, it was pretty wet last night, and then you got visibility differences. Is that physically more challenging, more risk of injury?
I don't know that I'd say there's more risk of injury.
Okay.
It's kind of neat at night, if you got a pacer, you pick up a pacer in Finland, and so you got someone else to talk to all night long, and you just kind of plug on through the evening.
Oh, good.
You usually get a little bit tired around 2 a.m., and then the sun rises around 6 a.m., and life is good again.
All right, cool. So what does it feel like to finish?
It's awesome.
You just feel like a superhuman?
Yeah, superhuman. Sure. I feel like it's been a really long day.
There's Carlton Peak. I get to go climb up that now. too? Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. It's been an honor to witness this today. Whoa!
It's a ham and cheese brioche.
Wow.
And then like a cream cheese. I'm helping you not be calorie deficient.
Deprived. Hey everybody, this is Alyssa! My friend Alyssa. Hello.
Oh, am I on video? Hey!
You are. Okay, so Alyssa picked me up from the trail yesterday. We're in the lovely town of Grand Marais, Minnesota. That last section, although I ended up, I think it was 38.8 miles short of my original hiking goal. I'm feeling really great, physically and mentally, and my big task here in town now is I have to figure out my plan for basically, I think, the next almost 200 miles. Because after I finish the Superior hiking trail, the North Country Trail is going to route onto 2 really serious wilderness trails. And resupply, of course, just like in the Western UP, is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Yeah, so that's my mission for this rest day.
Picture of all of us eating.
Mm-hmm. Backyard picnic. This is Tawny, Caroline and Justus's dog. Hello.